fine day here in the QC, and I'm so glad to see it as always. I do hope everyone is well today and are able to get out and enjoy it like I am. As you can see, I'm in my wifey's vehicle today. So I said I'd do my video, my recording in her car today. Besides waiting. The Most High gave me two thoughts today. He always give me a detailed thought to begin the week, and that's more or less like the feel of the week or the thought of the week, I guess we would say. But the thought he gave me is walk softly and carry a big stick. Walk softly or talk softly and carry a big stick. And I like the version of talk softly but carry a big stick. And most people think this is from Roosevelt, but just as we were borrowed by the powers that be, so was this saying borrowed from our people. It's a West African proverb, and you know who came through out of West Africa. But I just wanted to mention that to give it some background, because everywhere you look this phrase up, you see Roosevelt name behind it. And they say it was made popular by him. But in my thinking, if he used it, it had to be already popular before he used it. It's just another way that we have culture vultures in society these days. They'll take one person's idea or thought and make it their own, put a label on and say, I did this. But that's really no here or there, but I did want to put that information out there since it's out there. And to give the proper people their propers. But yeah, I was in prayer over the weekend. And the Most High gave me this thought. Walk softly, but carry a big stick. Speak softly, but carry a big stick. And in one version it says, speak soft, but carry. And in all those meanings, you can take the idea that you're not running off at the mouth a lot, but you have the backup behind you to protect you. That's why I like that the version, speak soft, but carry. And it doesn't make a difference what you carry as long as you're carrying and as long as you're speaking softly. But I always have to come back to the Most High as him being my source. And I began to ponder on that thought and was like, walk softly, speak softly. And basically that means you don't do a whole bunch of running your mouth. You stand in faith, you let your life live. And see, that's what he was giving me the idea of, that your life is the stick. Your life is the power, your life is the draw. See, people are going to judge you by your lifestyle, not by your mouth style. You can do a whole bunch of talking, but people are going to be like, no, that's not what he said. No, he didn't say that. Because people are looking for receipts these days. That's what they like to call it. Show me the receipts or show me the money. And see, that's how I want my life to be. One of all the receipts are in line and in order. And when folks see me, they know. Okay, he real about his. He real about the Most High. He does what he say he's gonna do. And it also can go to mean you carry that word with you. The Most High's promises with you. You don't do a whole lot of talking about what's gonna happen, what the Most High is gonna do in your life. You do that afterwards with your testimony. And that's one thing my papa always taught us. Don't talk about it, be about it. And don't ever come in my face talking about I'm gonna do. Don't never come talking about I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just do it, and then afterwards you can come back and say, I did. I fulfilled. I did what I set out to do. And it's okay to share your plans with him, but he don't want to hear a consistent barrage of I'm gonna do, I wish, I want to. No, just do it. Because that's how he lived his life. He always said he was gonna do it, and he went and did it. But I hope I got this point across today, this idea across today. And my camera is not tied down in her vehicle. So I apologize if it was going to the left or the right. But as long as you can hear me, that's the point. But walk softly and carry a big stick. And see, what Roosevelt meant by it was, there's forces out there that don't really respect your mouth work, but they respect that stick you carry. They respect your defenses. And he was trying to make a point that he's not going to keep talking to people about what he's going to do. He's going to keep his mouth shut and basically just show and prove. And the whole point now is there's a whole lot of forces, or them forces that were out there then are still out there, and they're not having it. They're come together and said, we're going to make an end of this. But that's way outside of my thought for today, but I thought that was a thought that I would share since it was on my mind. But yeah, live your life. This is my word of encouragement. Live your life as one that walks softly, but you carry a big stick. Or you speak softly, but you carry a big stick. Which, in other words, you can say, you do what you say, you mean what you say, and you do what you say. And I always like to go back to the word, like Yahusha said, he only did what he saw his father say and do. And if we take our lifestyle back to that, and that only, then we will see the results in our life that we need to see. And then other people will see the results they need to see out of your life. Because as I always like to say, folks are always watching, and you never really know what they're going through. But I did have a great thought I wanted to share, and it's coming off last week's thought. One of the prior recordings I just did, think on these things. So we're going to label this think on them things number 2. And I'm not going to go all into deep detail about the idea. I think we pretty much got our point across or the thought across. But what happened was, over the weekend I have an app that I like to read my scripts out of from time to time. Whenever I just want to get a quick script, sometimes I just turn to that app and read it on. So when I woke up Saturday, no, it was Sunday morning, that script was there. I said, we just did this lesson last week. So the Most High told me we'd go into it deeper. So when I looked at the script, I began to look over the words. So I guess today what we're going to have is 7 words for the day. And they're coming out of Philippians 4 and 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And that's going to be 8 words. I missed one, virtue. But the first word is true. And true means in accordance with fact or reality, accurate or exact. True. The second word we read was honest, free of deceit and untruthfulness, sincere. The third word is pure, wholesome, untainted by immorality, not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material, without any extraneous or unnecessary elements. That was pure. The fourth word was just, based on or behaving according to what is morally right and fair. Lovely, delightful for beauty, harmony, or grace, attractive, eliciting love by moral or ideal worth. And I like that word, attractive, because it's not only physical beauty, but good report. This was real. A person's high standing among others, dignity, good name, honor, prestige, reputation, repute, respect, status, and praise. Express warm approval or admiration of. That's behavior showing high moral standards, virtue. Like I said, I had another thought of the day about walking softly and carrying a big stick, or speaking softly and carrying. And as I begin to think on that, I will speak on that again. But I began to think on the script that the Most High has been placing in my heart all weekend. And it is, let this mind be in you that was in Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, who thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High, but being found in a body, he humbled himself to the Most High's will, even unto death. And see, that reminds me, and see, that's the thought we should carry. See, this is the part of that carrying we should take with us. Because faith is an action word, but most times it's not an act of word of talking. Faith is usually acted out in your actions. Pardon me. But that is a powerful script. Let this mindset be in you. Let this ideology be in you. This way of thinking, this lifestyle be in you. And that reminds me of a lesson Morris gave of Hebrew Awakening. Yeah, the Hebrew Awakening group online. But he was like, we have to take the mentality that we are not our own, just as the script says. You are his. And what got me, he started talking about them emotions in your mind. He was like, that mind ain't yours. That's still the Most High's mind. He just gave it to you to be a good steward, just like everything else he's given us. And in being a good steward of the mind, we're a good steward of the thoughts that crosses our minds also. That means we're casting down those thoughts and them imaginations they're trying to set themselves above the mentality the Most High has given us to think on. Just like the words today, to think on them things. See, when there's a thought that comes that's telling you to think otherwise from those things we just read over, them descriptions of those things we just read over, then we have to start making changes in our thought process. We have to start casting them down with something else. And see, that's something I learned with being a past addict of hard liquor, drugs, alcohol, pornography, sex. See, you have to fill that place or that void with other things. Just as the script says, once those demons leave, then he's coming back with 7 more to try to fill up their house. That's why once you clean out, you got to replace it with something. And see, when you replace one word, you have to replace it, or when you replace one word, you have to fill it with another word. And see, that's all things out here are. Their words, their thoughts, their ideas. So one of my favorite words that I had to replace a lot of those things were, was I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Through Hamashiach who strengthens me. Who empowers me to say, no, not gonna be able to do it. No, I'm not smoking weed today. No, I don't want to get high today. I'm tired of getting high. I'm tired of that nasty feeling, waking up knowing I done spent money that I didn't need to spend for something that's here today and gone tomorrow. But like I said, I won't gonna be long today. I just wanted to share that and go back over that thought again, because it's all about our mentality. And if we have the proper mentality or the proper outlook on the situation, or the proper focus, which he was talking about also, then we're gonna be alright. Just like he said, we're gonna be alright anyway because we're his children. And see, I was thinking about that thing last night, and I was like, well, I know I'm your property, but he broke that thing down to me even more. He was like, yeah, you're my property as you're my child. And see, as you being my child, yes, you're mine, but I take care of you as if you're my child. As a parent takes care of a child, I guess I should say. And he began to remind me of this video I saw over the weekend of a mother polar bear who was chilling with her cub. And that little joker was real frisky, and he kept running up to the water side, peeping over, like, I want to try that, but I ain't gonna try it yet. I didn't see mama go in there, but I ain't ready yet. So he got too close one time and went head first in. No, he laid and went butt first, and had turned around and was reaching for the side of the pool, because I guess they was in a closed facility like a zoo or something. But he was reaching up and looked like he gave out a holler, and mama was on him at the drop of a dime. But what I did notice, she didn't lift him up. I was like, she just sitting behind him and kept tapping him on the back of the head as if to say, come on, come on. Like she was talking to him, motivating him. Like, come on, you can do it. But I was waiting, and then she'll back up a little bit. And I was waiting for her to put her paw under his hind part and push him on back over the edge, or to push her nose up under him and push him back over the edge, but she never did. And And I thought that was so amazing. Not only how she was right there for him on the drop of a dime, but at the same time, she wasn't going to do the work for him. She was training him to do or to become the polar bear that he was through his actions. See, he couldn't talk about that. And see, that's another thing Moray Morris was speaking on. When it's your time, you got to show and prove. And see, that's been one of my main sayings of late. You got to quit talking about it and be about it. Just like I'm talking today, it's action. You got to bring some action behind those words. And it was like when the Most High says, okay, it's your time. He was saying, thank you for praising me, thank you for worshiping me, but now it's time for you to show and prove. You got to walk that faith out, because I'm making you into my child, into my son, into my daughter. You got to step up and become who you say you are. You got to step up and become who I made you to be. And you're never gonna do that by sitting in the corner talking about it or just praising the Most High. And see, this is something that really plays back in my mind a whole lot. Yes, the Most High appreciate your praise. He appreciate your thanksgiving. He even appreciate you putting him first in the morning, the beginning of the day, and at the end of the night. But when the time comes, you got to show and prove that faith. Just like he did with Job. Just like he did with Joseph. And Mo was saying that neither one of those fellas deserved that, what they went through. But it was a necessary evil. That was 75. I'm gonna work on 150 this week. But the first squats of the week get you. But yeah, I had that thought. Let this mind be in you that was in Yahushua HaMashiach. And when I got it here, I kept hearing let, which is a word of permission. Because even though we're not our own, as the script says, we're the Most High's property, He still has given us a free will to where He would still have to come to us and get permission to give us the best life we've ever had, to give us our being, to where the script says we live, breathe, and have our being. But it's all on you, Jack. As the old saying goes. But stay up, keep pushing forward in the right direction. And let Him do you right. And something else Maury Moore said. He said he don't care what it looked like. Trust the Most High. And basically stay on that wheel. Let Him form and make you and shape you however best for His benefit. Not ours, His.